Everything Great About War for the Planet of the Apes is live on Nebula right now, a few weeks early. So as soon as you're done watching Dawn, follow my link to get 40% off and you can watch all my exclusive videos on Nebula.
If you have fever and cough or sore throat, stay home.
Reactor's overheating. We can't stop a meltdown.
Collapse of anything resembling civilian order.
I don't know, maybe things are worse now in the world than when I saw movies like 28 Days Later, or maybe I'm just older and know how fragile it all is, or maybe I just went through a global pandemic. But the way everything collapses so quickly feels much more plausible to me now, which I kinda hate.
Infected chimps showed signs of erratic and aggressive behavior.
And a recap of the important parts of Rise that set up this film, even the parts that were wrong. Also, this is some Reign of Fire style news clip exposition.
Those who aren't killed by the virus will probably die in the fighting. Maybe this is it. This is how it ends. Pretty soon, there won't be anyone left.
The pandy also didn't help my humanistic outlook that we could all band together, so yeah, it checks out. What an opening shot for this film, Caesar in war paint. And then the reveal that they're just hunting for food, solid expectation subversion. And some 2001 unnerving building choral voices that go really well with our Dawn of Koba. Smart ape, this should be hunting and hiking 101 for humans too. Pay attention to animal sign. That was awesome. Badass. Well, he's still a good guy at this point, so badass good guy. And as bad as he becomes, he's very clearly a faithful follower at this point, even a bit of a zealot. Bro throws his life on the line to save Caesar and his heir. I know we need conflict, etc., but this moment makes me just want to watch a movie of these apes in the woods just hanging out and looking awesome all day. He's right, chicks also dig them. Also, pain heals and glory lasts forever. Maurice as a teacher is perfect. Also, first glimpse of the ape not kill ape motto in this film. And some of their history drawn on the back wall with it. That looks like the Golden Gate Bridge to me. I'm not sure if they're afraid of helicopters, which would make sense, or Quetzalcoatluses, but either way, the spiky treehouse is killer. Love the makeshift masks on the doctors/midwives. They seem to serve as both a designator of their jobs, but also serve a practical purpose. The opening of this film is shot so beautifully. Having full CG characters slowly coming into focus like this makes them more than eye candy. They're the whole shebang. With most animals, the move is to face them and back away. However, in Carver's case, it would have been better if he had just closed his eyes and run at these two apes, and then he'd be dead, and most of the conflict in this film wouldn't have needed to happen, and I'd be happy. A true bring me my brown pants moment. And then everyone would understand the reason for my brown pants. It's actually a real bummer watching this movie twice in a row because it's clear that Koba was truly a trusted officer in Caesar's squad. And it's great that we're still pretty close to the Golden Gate. Adds to the mythic feel of it all and a clear dividing line between the apes and what's left of humanity.
He could have killed us, he didn't.
Maybe he kept us alive so they could follow us.
Carver obviously sucks, but he's also no dum-dum. Rocket is a G. Never change Rocket. So Koba is a bonobo and not a chimpanzee like Caesar. Bonobos typically have matriarchal societies and are considered to be much more peaceful than chimps. Plenty of bonobos get violent, but it feels intentional by the writers to have an otherwise comparatively peaceful animal have the memories of his own torture push him over the edge. We're all shaped by our experiences. And again, maybe Koba's a sycophant, maybe it's all insincere. To me, he seems like a loyal soldier who never fully understood his leader. Yes, the twinkling xylophone from the OG. Makes you feel like you're going crazy for what you're seeing. Hey, H5N1, we have an outbreak of that now. Time is a flat circle. Nope, that's bad, that's not a win. And ooh, the reveal that Caesar brought everyone. My man Gary Oldman. No one goes from you guys were imagining things
I don't know exactly what you think you saw or heard.
to you way undersold how bad this is.
That's a hell of a lot more than 80.
Like Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman is always a win. I used this shot as the award for last week because I'm lazy and also because it's amazing.
Apes do not want war.
Yeah, and this is another brown pants moment.
Do not come back.
Nailed the delivery, Caesar. He knows when to speak loudly with his chest and when to bring it down to a little more breathy and whispery. Also, Caesar wasn't kidding about showing some strength. They pulled out all the stops, horses, war paint, spears, and all their numbers. Apes as an adversary would be terrifying enough, and then you add Koba into the mix, and I just start removing my own face and offering it to him, I think. It's Sorry, too graphic. I just know when I'm beat.
And reclaim the world we love!
The man just can't deliver a bad speech, even when he's dog whistling his true intentions.
I mean, how do you know that he'll even understand you?
He's more than just an ape.
I remember being a little annoyed that the original human cast wouldn't be returning, but the easiest way to assuage my sorrows is with heavy hitters like these two. Caesar and his pals are still the main characters, it's their story, but adding humans that do things the way we would do them and have feelings we would have sell the concept of intelligent apes all the better.
You're really taking Carver and you shot one of them.
He used to work at the water department. He's the only one who knows how the dam works.
My gut reaction is, no, have him draw you a picture. But also, yeah, who knows what kind of disrepair the dam will be in, it's just too much troubleshooting to prepare people for. Hugging. The movie opens by showing us the warm, inviting home of the apes from the apes' perspective, and this switch to the human perspective is so effective. It's alien in a terrifying way. The size of the logs they put in place are staggering. Carver shot Ash with minimal thought, and this gorilla could just flatten Malcolm, but instead called for others. What incredible restraint the apes have compared to the humans. Even if the gorilla is just following orders, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that Carver's orders weren't to shoot anything that looks scary. I hate Carver. It's interesting that the window symbol became so important given what it means to Caesar, but home is home. Oof, that's a lot of gorillas.
I wouldn't be here unless it was just...
The silent power. Caesar doesn't even have to say anything for his commands to be followed. There's my favorite concept again, leaves, or this time needles, falling from trees because of the mass of apes above.
Human work. Human work!
The broken English sells Koba's point even better. And he's not wrong. There's a Planet of the Apes novel called Firestorm that's set between Rise and Dawn, and it discusses how the apes' growing intelligence from the ALZ-113 makes their memory much stronger, and we know that apes already have pretty good memory. So basically Koba has picture-perfect memories of being tortured, so yeah, I'd be pretty pissy too. To be fair, we're really good at hate. Just check out the comments under my Starship Troopers video.
It was a simian flu.
It was a virus created by scientists. The chimps they were testing on didn't really have a say in the
Spare
matter.
me the hippy-dippy bull.
Hippy-dippy is when people provide clear evidence for an outcome, but the evidence says humans that aren't even you, but maybe from your country, did a bad thing. Don't let anything get in the way of your hate. It's the Carver way.
Okay. I'm the asshole.
Honesty. Good for you, Carver. Love. I don't even think it was meant as one, but what a dang power move. Oh, you didn't hear us come in? Our bad. Welp, we just found the smartest character in the film. Plays them like a fiddle. The build up to the raspberry, total fake out. And Tony Kebbell probably deserves an award for this because Koba's entire demeanor changes and he becomes completely non-threatening even without the scary scars disappearing.
Get out of here, stupid monkey!
I don't really have another way to talk about obvious apes being called monkeys, so let's just say human continuity. Koba's hate clouds his judgment so much that he doesn't consider that if the humans planned to wipe out the apes, those two would have just shot him. What I'm saying is put Koba and Carver in a room and throw away the key. Well, that's an automatic win. Cornelius is unbearably cute. Oh yes, do it, kill him, Carver sucks.
You stay. One day.
Might need a little more time.
One day!
Yeah, no, I mean, one day sounds good, actually, now that you put it that way.
See you tomorrow, asshole.
I appreciate that at least in this little group, Carver's the only person who's a jackass. The rest of them realize the apes saved their lives and are letting them possibly get the power back on. Carver is a bigot and a stupid head. A cotton-headed Dinny Muggins even. You know, I've been missing a huge opportunity here. Hardcore parkour! We don't get the impression that Maurice was tortured like Koba, but as a former circus animal, there are pretty awful stories of animal cruelty that come out of the circus. So we have two different apes that have had awful experiences with humans, but come to very different conclusions about what to do. So yes, our experiences shape us, but we ultimately still have to choose how we're going to respond.
Caesar love humans more than apes. More than your sons.
Well, now you done it. That's bait. This is one of those times as a human, you just need to curl up into a ball and hope for the best, because who knows what happens next? Mercy. A face only a mother could love. Dang, that's a camera angle. And it's genuine fear since Koba's planning to try a silly little coup. Brace yourself, Maurice. Black Hole is a classic comic about an STI that causes mutations among teens in the 70s. It deals with disease, being outcast, and even starting your own community. Huh, almost feels deliberate, Alexander. What are you playing at? Anyway, it's super good, but also super rough. Also, don't show it to Cornelius, it's not for young apes.
Now this is the good stuff.
If by good you mean overpriced blue swill, agreed. Find yourself literally any single malt, bros.
I thought we told you to go home!
No! No!
It's the second no from Jason Street's bestie. I love how his nonchalant hand is so close to the rifle, but everything about his posture says he doesn't even know what it is. Also, who would expect anyone to pick up a rifle by the barrel? Not these two brainiacs, that's who. Or not who. See, Koba gets it. It's probably Black Label anyway. It's the familiar touching though. Goodness, he owns them. And hey, let that be a lesson to you. Next time, don't leave your M4 on full auto and put the safety on, or like, empty the mag. Or eject the mag, I don't know. Be safe out there, kids. I probably would have gone with Robin's Call Your Girlfriend, but the Wait is still a solid choice. The trailers, especially the teaser, sell Caesar as the bad guy, but he continually gives humans chance after chance. Good guy, Caesar. Look, Koba starts a war, so that is not good, but still, comeuppance. Also got him with the horror movie approach. It's not often Caesar smiles and seems, well, not furious, so we're gonna savor it. A2 Brute tape? I want to apologize. Also, is that a look of, it's almost, aw, Koba, I'm sorry I was tough on you right before you realized what's about to happen. Maurice really is the G. Also, it's giving run.
Come! Fight for Caesar!
And Koba knows we all love fighting in the name of a martyr, even apes. Even if it's hella grim with Koba manipulating all the apes, including Blue Eyes, he's still framing himself for a dope shot. Army of apes? Meh, I could take it. Army of apes on horses carrying torches, I'm out.
Now they may have got their hands on some of our guns, but that does not make them men. They are animals!
Look, in the very literal sense, he's not wrong, but also many of the most experienced military leaders throughout the ages have said that dehumanizing your enemy is a terrible move that leads you to underestimate them. And underestimating the apes is pretty much what got the humans here. That and Carver being a doo-doo face. Hate you, Carver. There's a shot. Pure intensity. First you just hear them, and then out of the fog there's just hundreds of apes riding horses, firing full auto rifles. We definitely don't get enough Gary Oldman shooting stuff in movies. More of that, please. Koba rocking 2 saws is absolutely bananas and shows you how much stronger the apes are than humans. Over 20 pounds each, fully extended. And you gotta give him some credit for knowing how to inspire the troops. Just be absolutely deranged. Yep, now we've officially hit badass bad guy territory. Matt Reeves loves a vehicle eye view shot, this time spinning with the top of the tank. 38 seconds of pure chaotic wonder and it rules. It fully encapsulates the out-of-control energy of the scene.
Where did Carver get the gun? Why would he do this?
I mean, I know that Carver didn't technically do it, but every group has a Carver, and for the apes, it's Koba. So really, if you think about it, Carver did do it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Did this. Get in the truck.
I like that Malcolm probably doesn't even fully comprehend what that means, but he doesn't have to know that's way worse simply because it doesn't make sense, which means there's something he's not thinking about, and that's never good. The wacky OG xylophone type music has become Koba's calling card, and it works every time. Ash, the ape wounded by a human, murdered by an ape. Brutal, but great writing. The people who would guess where Caesar is taking them are the same people who would recognize Will's Jeep Grand Wagoneer. Me, it's me.
You will know life in cage!
Honestly, for as much as Koba is a pretty hateful dude who just murdered a kid for disobeying him, he could slaughter the humans right now, but he knows that's not the play and is definitely an unnecessary risk. So like, evil, but still smart. Maurice is still looking out for Blue Eyes, even as he himself is imprisoned. I guess he is too loyal to Caesar. Koba just standing there completely still in the background. Not sure if he's looking at Blue Eyes or not, just a chilling dude at all times. The thing about oneers, other than being cool for nerds like me to point out and sing the praises of Jason Clarke doing all this crazy action with no breaks, no chances for mistakes, is that even if you're not consciously aware that you're watching a long take with no cuts, your brain and body and cortisol levels are. That's why they're awesome. And even without the technical knowledge of what's happening or how it's done, we know that something is different and everything feels much more in our faces. We feel like we're running right behind Malcolm and in as much danger as he is. And I love how it ends with Blue Eyes' out-of-focus silhouette in the background. Nick Thurston is only 2 years younger than me, meaning he was in his late 20s when doing this mocap for Blue Eyes, and between his performance and the digital artist's work, the innocence on Blue Eyes' face is truly astounding. You can feel how young he is at all times.
Let me help you.
I think the practical reason the apes don't all speak is that it's not easy to keep it from becoming campy, but on a story level, it works. It's clearly a challenge for all of them. It almost seems painful, even for Caesar and Koba, so reserving it for the most important moments makes the impact all the more. Maurice barely uses his strength throughout the series, but it's a good reminder that orangutans are no slouches in that department. Back on Shadow Moses one more time. It's my only reference for this type of scene, and I'll never change it. Happy Caesar, we'll take it.
A good man like you.
Compliments?
Apes win war! Apes together strong!
What? I didn't know you could use that motto for bad stuff.
Caesar. Weak.
Koba. Weaker.
Ooh, he knows how to push Koba's buttons, glancing up at the gun. Caesar has the best ape-speaking voice, but Koba's ape scream wins the game.
Are you out of your mind?
The sole PG-13 F-bomb, and let's be honest, we'd all be saying the same thing if we were Dreyfus.
Koba, fight for Koba. Koba. Belong. Engage.
I've been singing Koba's intelligence praises all movie, but it's clear that Caesar is on another level and the smarter of the two. He knows exactly what'll make Koba fly off the handle, and he's tiring Koba out in the process so he's closer to his level of health.
You think stopping me will matter? Now we make contact to military base up north. I mean, they're already on their way.
Solid setup for the Woody War. If we didn't know Koba's history, this sort of cruelty might seem over the top, but hurt apes hurt apes. Nope, absolutely not. You mess with Maurice, you die. Badass good guy. Caesar using the same dive attack that Koba saved him with earlier.
Ape. Not kill. Ape. You are not ape.
That's ice cold. I get it. I might even agree with Caesar's decision, but we also can't ignore what this decision means for his community and the rules he's set with his leadership. Who decides who's a true Scotsman? Dang, Maurice is 100% sweetie pie, so you know Koba was bad if even the orangutan wanted him dead.
Ape started war. Human will not forgive.
Yeah, Caesar definitely understands humans.
I'm sorry. My friend.
I thought we had a chance.
I did too.
And for me, that's the story of these movies. Always so close to peace. Caesar fights so hard for it, but to quote another war-hungry, complicated anti-hero villain, peace was never an option. More hugging. Yep, there's a king, all right. And what an ominous ending that only promises more to come. My favorite thing about this trilogy really comes to a head in Dawn. Caesar has always tried his best to keep the peace. The dude does not want war, and most of the humans and apes around him are on the same page. But all it took was one bad ape and one bad human to screw it up for the entire world. Carver and Koba are like paragons of the fragility of our existence, and that's both scary and a solid warning for us. I'm not particularly worried about an ape uprising, but we know that throughout history it only takes one bad dude to mess life up for millions. And what I find interesting is that for the most part, Caesar has his code and he sticks to it. He clearly feels that apes together strong, ape not kill ape, and showing mercy to humans are the best chance at creating lasting peace. In this movie, he's forced into a situation where one of those rules had to be broken and there's no telling what it could mean for his future. There was just no clean solution. It's some of my favorite plotting and writing.
I'm sorry.
Rise was special because it showed us the possibilities of a new, fully digital ape character with emotions and acting like some humans would struggle to pull off. And then Dawn was like, more of that? Okay. And it was phenomenal. Koba really steps into his villain shoes, and we get the first glimpses of the loyalty that Rocket and Maurice hold for Caesar. And even though I mentioned it wasn't my favorite thing going into this movie, switching up the human characters in each new movie is truly genius for obvious reasons. This isn't a story about humans, not even about their fall, it's about the apes' rise. And then their dawn. It's hard to talk about the overall trilogy before Everything Great About War, so I did that. It's on Nebula now, a few weeks early. And if you sign up using my link, nebula.tv/CinemaWins, you can get an annual plan for 40% off, a little over $250 a month. Then you can complete the trilogy with me right now, ad-free and without the censoring YouTube requires, so I can even have those ads. And it's never been a better time to join since we just completed a huge redesign and added a whole new news section that you'll love. There are also more originals than ever, now split into two categories, fact and fiction, and I know you will enjoy the fiction section with upcoming short and full-length films like Patrick H. Willems' The Dinner Plan and Dracula's Ex-Girlfriend from Abigail Thorne. And if annual subscriptions aren't your thing, Nebula Lifetime is now available. I know it's not for everyone, but if you just want to pay once and have Nebula for as long as you and Nebula both exist, it's the way. But any way that you join helps me make more exclusive stuff and get videos out early on Nebula for those who just need to know what happens next. Or if you just, want to watch my videos at all, since last week's Ruby Gilman video was blocked for a full 7 days. But it was live on Nebula the whole time, and that'll always be true. In fact, it's becoming more and more common with YouTube's janky copyright system. So sign up with my link for 40% off and go watch everything great about War for the Planet of the Apes with me right now.
I always think